spirits very much. It might have held the crowd down a little bit, but I don't think so. The place is packed. There's lines at all the different booths around, and we're standing out in front of the Jack Daniels Party Crew booth out here, David, if you could turn around here to where it is located. And they've got a cooker that's shaped in the shape of a bottle sitting up here, and I don't know if you can get a good shot of that, Dave, or not, but yeah, and it's in the shape of a bottle. They got all the Halloween and fall festivities set up out here in front of them, or what would you call those, decorations, I guess. And the park's pretty full, David, even though it is kind of a rainy day and a little bit cloudy, but I think everybody's having fun, and we've run into some friends already. We'll start getting them on the air here in just a few minutes. Y'all stay tuned. You never know what you're going to see next on Tennessee Valley Cable Network, or who. It might be you. All right, folks, we're still here at the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're at the booth of Jumpin' Jim's Barbecue, and Jumpin' Jim's is all the way from Des Moines, Iowa, and you must be Jim.
I'm Jumpin' Jim, that's correct.
All right, and you
jumped all the way from Des Moines.
All the way down here. Did you miss out on some of this bad weather coming down?
Well, I jumped all through the night, too, from the hail and the rain and the monsoon.
Do you think it's hurt your crowd at all?
I don't think so. We had quite a line here to eat these ribs.
Yeah, well, you were the first one we came across, and we almost couldn't get through because of the line.
Well, it's nice. I guess I'm representing the contest by being right here at the front gate. I hope I'm doing it well.
Now, have they had any kind of judging yet?
Yes, we turned in sauce at 12 o'clock, and we turned in ribs at 12:30. Okay. Our next category will be chicken.
Okay.
And then beef brisket.
Okay.
Which is the categories I am involved in.
Now you haven't heard anything about who's won or anything?
No, we won't hear about that till 4:30 in the gazebo on the square.
Okay. Now, is this your first barbecue here?
First Jack Daniels. I qualified this year for the first time.
Okay, so that means you won somewhere else in the country, right?
Missouri State Championship at Jamesport in Missouri. So I was a Missouri State champion at Jamesport.
Okay, well, it looks like everybody in this line found out about that somehow, because they're lining up for you.
Well, I may be the only one giving it out. I'm not sure. Maybe they want some Iowa pork.
Maybe that's what it is.
Well, that's what I brought, so I guess you'll have to ask some of them whether they liked it or not.
Okay, well, maybe it has a little different flavor than a Tennessee pork.
Yeah, those hogs, we teach them to jump at an early age. That's why I'm Jumpin' Jim, and use jumping hogs.
Okay. And with this line here, you'll probably give away all your ribs. How many pounds do you think you'll give away?
Well, I cooked 12 slabs of ribs, and these were 2 pound and down, so about 30 pounds of ribs.
Okay.
Now, I was a little generous here. I cut them in twos, just since I'm cooking contest by myself down here, I needed to move this along a little bit quicker so I can get on the next category.
Okay. All right. Well, Jim, good luck.
Hey, thank you.
And well, that's all right.
You got the clammy hand and said.
Yeah, that's all right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Star now.
About 200,000 viewers.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Right here from the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational, having a good time down here. Even though it's raining just a little bit, it's kind of slacked off right now. Ground's a little wet, but it doesn't seem to damper anybody's spirit. They're all lined up here for a great barbecue at the Jack Daniels, or the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue. All right, that'll work. It's on cable access here in Middle Tennessee. Where are y'all from?
We got satellite.
Oh, okay. Are y'all from around here?
Brighton, Tennessee. West Tennessee.
Okay, now all right, folks, we're still down here at the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're with some cookers here, and y'all are what? Sidekick cookers. All right. And you're
Bubba.
And where are you from, Bubba?
We're from Brighton, Tennessee.
All right.
I'm Tricia.
Okay. And you're from Brighton also?
Brighton.
Dennis from Brighton, Tennessee.
All right. Now, do all y'all have something to do with cooking this hog in here, or is this a one-man job?
Well, it's a team effort more than anything. It's everything takes a team.
Yeah.
Can't no one person do one of these by themselves.
Okay. And y'all kind of got a little bit of a swampy area right here. You sure you didn't bring any live hogs with
That's
you?
what we told. We had our own livestock down here this week. On pig pen.
And they'd enjoyed this.
Oh, they love this.
Well, I guess it would have been the freshest hog in the barbecue, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no doubt.
You had it right here with you. Now, how many of these have you come to? Is this your first one?
This is our last one for this year, but it's like our 14th we've done this year.
Okay. And I understand in order to be invited here, you have to win big somewhere else, right?
Well, you got to win a state championship or a contest that consists of 50 or more teams.
Okay, and which one did you win and where?
It was in South Haven, Mississippi. It was the Spring Fest, and there was 71 teams, and it was also a Mississippi State Championship.
All right, and I guess you got a big crowd from the Memphis area being in South Haven, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And all y'all cook together?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got other team members, of course. They're not here right now, but
Yeah.
there's more than just us here.
All right, and so is there anything special about the sauce, or is it the temperature, or what makes your
That's her sauce.
That's
I don't
her
know
sauce.
Nothing about the sauce. You won't tell me nothing about that.
All right, so this kind of works like she makes the sauce but don't tell you.
I cook
What do
the
you
ribs,
do?
and I don't tell her.
You don't tell her how to cook.
That's right.
And then what's your part in it? Do you load the barbecue?
I help turn or whatever it needs to be done.
All right, so you don't tell anybody how many times you turn it or how long you keep it in the oven, right? All right, so with a team effort now, have you turned in anything yet? Maybe the sauce,
Turned-
right?
Well, the sauce and the ribs.
Sauce and ribs.
Turned the ribs in about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, and you're hoping for a big place, right?
First place.
First place.
Grand
champion. Now, when you go back to Brighton, Tennessee, will there be like a parade for you or anything if you win?
Or it'll be a big party.
No, it'll be a big party. They'll know we're home because they'll see the party, especially if we win.
All right, Daddy. What do you do like when you're not cooking barbecue? I mean, do you own a barbecue restaurant or what?
No, if it's our own,
Hobby.
we cook at home.
This is just a hobby here. I work for Wonder Bread, and she's works at home, and he works at a place
At a factory.
in Covington.
Okay, so now does Wonder Bread help supply any of the buns for your barbecue?
Well, they help sometimes. When I ask them.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Good luck to y'all. I hope you win.
Appreciate it.
And I was wondering if we might be able to get a look at that pig, or can you even open that thing
Okay.
up?
Well, yeah, we can look at it.
All right. Well, I didn't know if we could open it or
Open
not.
that up. Can we open it?
We're gonna check on opening it. It's probably an important part of it not to open it, right? Oh golly!
He wants to open it up and get a shot.
All right, we're gonna take a quick look at this pig in here, and oh boy, that looks great. Now, how long has it been in there?
It's been on since about 6 o'clock last night.
Since 6 o'clock last night. Now, how long do they usually take to cook?
About 24 hours.
Oh, no kidding. So if you're real hungry, you don't want to put a pig on for meals.
No, no, no.
That's for the
It
party
depends on the
tomorrow.
weight of the pig, how long you want to leave him on there.
Okay. But then again, the sauce is your job, and the weight and the time in there is
That's their job.
David. Is it David's job?
No, Dennis.
Dennis' job. Okay.
Jeff, that's their job to take care of the hog.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to y'all. I hope you go back to Brighton, Tennessee with a big old award. All right, folks. We'll have more from down here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're about 2 feet in mud, David. This is the livestock area for the barbecue. This is where they get their fresh barbecue, right here in the livestock area. But really, with all the rain, even it hasn't dampened the crowd at all. And there's some great barbecue cooking going on down here. And we'll be back with more from the Jack Daniels Barbecue. Stay tuned. Didn't want to take another step without me. All right, folks, we're down here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're with Rager Reese, a fella from Manchester. And Rager, you've been coming to every one of these barbecues, haven't
Every
you?
one of them. I've taped every one of them.
Is that right? So you got a catalog of Jack Daniels
Right.
barbecue.
I enjoy it. Really enjoy this. Well, this is something else, except the rain this year and all that.
Sure. But it hasn't dampened your spirits anyhow.
No, heavens no.
Do you think it's changed the barbecuing quality at all?
No, sir.
No damping on it at all.
We did all the way around here. Oh, it's all good.
So what brought you to the first one? I mean, what made you think that you'd
I
want to go?
decided to go down there, and I said, well, I'll take my camera with me, and I'll do some taping. Ever since.
All right.
It's growing bigger and bigger every year.
Every year.
Right.
All right, so probably next year they'll have a larger crowd, and maybe if we don't have any rain, or a larger group of barbecuers, and if we don't have any rain, they'll have a good crowd.
True. Right.
Now, compared to last year, do they have a pretty good crowd this year?
Well, I think it's slowed down a little bit, not much. I don't believe it has dampened too much. Because people gonna come here whether rain or shine. Or really.
Yeah, cold or hot.
Right.
All right, well, listen, Rager, and you watch us too, don't
I
you?
sure do.
All
Watch
right.
it every time on Channel 6,
Yeah, in Manchester.
Right.
And it's Sunday nights.
Sunday night.
All right, folks, there you go. Rager, what do you do up there?
I work at Wilson Sporting Good, Tullahoma,
All right.
janitorial.
You do a good job for them?
Oh, yeah.
How long you been with them?
23 years.
Really?
23 years.
You enjoy it?
I've been
You
on
must?
different jobs all over the plant. I've done a few jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 23 years with Wilson.
Wilson Sporting Good, Tullahoma.
All right, sounds great. Rager, take care of yourself. It was good meeting you, sir.
Play golf.
No, sir, I don't. I might could learn though.
Let's see y'all.
All right, thanks a lot now. All right, folks, from the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue right here in Lynchburg. We'll be back. I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here. We are here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're here with another cooker. And your name, sir, and where are you from?
All right, I'm David Roper. I'm from Fayetteville. We're here with the Wildfire Gourmet Cooking Team from Murfreesboro. From Frederickstown, Missouri.
Murfreesboro, huh?
Well, like I said, we was at a judge to cook off in Murfreesboro, Illinois. You
Okay.
make all these circuits and all and cook, so you kind of get it all confused or whatever and all.
Right. Now, how many of these have you done this year?
Said Wildfire, I think's cooked about 20 to 22 cook-offs so far, and we got 4 more to go.
Is that right?
We'll be in Middlesburg, Florida next weekend to cook, and then the weekend after that we'll be in Centerville, Mississippi.
So you're just all over. Is it just in the southeast, or I mean, do you go north or west or anyplace else?
This team is part of the Memphis and May circuit, so that's mostly here in the south and all.
Yeah, south and
Midwest.
states,
You get the Louisiana, Arkansas, and Illinois, Missouri.
Yeah.
But like I said, you have Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida.
Now, what contest did you win? We understand that everybody had to win a contest somewhere else before they were invited here. Which one did you win, and what type of contest was it?
All right, the Wildfire Gourmet Cooking Team was the grand champion of Memphis in May this year,
wow.
and they won grand champion with shoulder.
No kidding.
So that give them an automatic slot here at Jack Daniels. There's 3 automatic slots here. That's the previous year's winner gets to come back to defend his title. The winner of Memphis in May gets an automatic slot. That's how we got here. And then the winner of the American Royal in Kansas City, Missouri, which is the Kansas City Barbecue Society cook-off. Those 3 are automatic here. And then they had a lottery, and they picked 30 other teams.
All right, now, are those 3 the top 3 barbecue contests in the U.S. or what?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
So Jack Daniels is up there with Kansas City and Memphis in May.
Well, here at Jack Daniels, you have the best 33 of the best cook-off teams in the nation here competing for the World Championship Barbecue Cook-Off.
No kidding. So now, where do you this is it right here then, right?
Right.
We're in the midst of greatness.
Right. Like I said, in order to get in the pool, you have to win, like you said, just talking about, you have to win a sanctioned cook-off, which
Right.
is 50 teams or more, or a state championship to get in the lottery, and then you have to be lucky enough to be one of those 30 that they drew the 1st of September to come here.
So this isn't just for fun anymore like it is in the backyard. This is a competitive little group of individuals.
Like I said, Wildfire has cooked, I guess, every weekend for the last 6 months at a cook-off somewhere.
And now all these folks have real jobs too. I mean, cooking is just not what they do, right?
The chief cook here, Mr. Paul Hood, he's in Pinckneyville, Illinois today, cooking in a contest because he is cooking for points for the team of the year in Memphis in May.
And that happens in May next year, right?
Right.
Okay.
And all. So no, he would be the number one team of the year.
Oh, this year.
Yeah, for this year.
Oh, okay.
And all. And then, like I said, we'll be in Florida next week and all to cook these different contests and all.
And it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Well, like I said, he's the Wildfire Gourmet Cooking Team. That's after a gourmet wildfire charcoal, which is made here right outside Cookeville, Tennessee. And Mr. Paul Hood, he operates a liquid smoke plant for Hickory Specialist out of Brentwood, Tennessee, in Frederickstown, Missouri, and then cooks on the weekends in the cook-off team.
So he gets his barbecue croquettes.
Yeah.
He gets his flavoring, and then he does all the cooking.
Right. Like I said, Memphis in May contest, you cook 3 categories: ribs, whole shoulders, and whole hog. One of the 3 is their categories they cook in the Memphis in May contest. This is a KCBS, Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned cook-off, Jack Daniels. And like I said, they had 5 categories here today: pork ribs, chicken, pork shoulder, beef brisket, and whole hog. Each team picked 3 of the 5 for points for grand champion.
Okay.
The grand champion, you enter those 3 categories, for total points. You know, like I said, it's not any comparative judging or anything here at Kansas City. It's all on a point basis, and it's all blind judging. You turn your sample in, and it's blind judged up the other end of the park here. The judges have no idea what team it comes from or anything, and then the one with the most points at the end of the day, out of the 3 categories he enters, grand champion. The one with the second most points is reserve grand champion.
All right, so it's pretty competitive. Now, what 3 did you enter?
We entered ribs, whole shoulders, and whole hog.
All right, and you won with the whole shoulder in Memphis, so you're hoping that one of those 3 win big this time too, huh?
Well, see, it'll take all 3 here.
Oh, it will?
Yeah, it'll take all 3. Well, you don't have to win all 3, but you have to have total points.
In all 3?
Yeah, out of the 3 categories that you entered.
Okay, so if they give you 30 points and it's 10 points for each one of the categories, and you mess up on one of the categories, you might as well hang it up.
Well, like I said, you got some stiff competition. Like I said, each one of these teams here today has won a grand championship somewhere.
That's right. Well, listen, do you think that any of the weather has held down your crowd any?
Oh, definitely. Like I said, I've been here. I missed the first, and I've been here to all of them since. And like I said, definitely the crowd's down today from what it usually is and all. And like I said, it's directly connected to the weather.
Yeah, but it looks like y'all got a dry spot anyway. We were at just that one over there that we were ankle deep in mud. It was horrible. But I mean, you got to deal with Mother Nature outside, don't you?
That goes with it, you know.
But it doesn't damper the barbecue flavor at all, does it?
Like I said, once you get committed, like I said, there's no, you win. Like I said, we put the hog on yesterday at 2 o'clock. It wasn't raining then. So like I said, once you get started, you're committed. You got to go
You can't just leave, can't you? And give up.
Yep.
Well, thanks a lot, Al, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. From the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, one of the biggest in the nation. We're just having a great time, and we're going to sample some more of this excellent barbecue. Boy, I mean, it is good as long as we can stay out of the mud, Dave.
Hey, that's right, folks. And you know what? You get down here, you just fall in love with the area. You don't worry about the mud or anything. In fact, it's not as crowded as it was last year. We can move about freely and have a good time. Folks, we're going to be talking to the European cookers, and we'll get Al Bush well-versed right here at the Jack Daniels BBQ. Right, Al?
Hey, well-versed in what, Dave? That's what I want to know is well-versed in what. But just like you said, we are having a good time down here, and just there's people from all over the United States right here trying to compete against each other in this great barbecue cook-off, and we'll have more in just a few minutes. And yes, David, it is starting to rain just a little bit. Folks, stay tuned. You never know who or what you're going to see right here on Tennessee Valley Cable Network. Hey folks, we're down here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we've walked up on the Wizards of Hog. I loved the name. I thought I'd come over here, and this is Stan.
Skip Gigliotti.
Oh, Skip, I'm sorry.
Right.
Golly, I said Stan a minute ago, and you didn't even correct me. All right, Skip, where are y'all from?
We're out of Leawood, Kansas. It's a suburb of Kansas City.
Okay.
And what we got together here is a neighborhood group that started as that, and they got to be some pretty darn good cooks. And we've done very well over the last few years here, and we won the state championship in Nebraska that put us in the running for this. And we're real excited to be down here and representing Kansas.
All right. Well, so you're representing almost the whole state, aren't you?
We think so. There's about 2 or 3 other Kansas teams, but we're certainly representing Leawood and defending our championship. So.
All right. Now, David's over here on the other side, I believe, looking at this cooker that you have here. You wanted to talk a little bit about it. What do you have here?
Well, let me introduce you here to our other head cook. This is Jerry Burwanger here, and he's built this from scratch. And why don't you go on over there, and he'll explain his cooking to you.
All right, sounds good. Let's go on over there. All right. You got to kind of watch our step, but you guys kind of got a dry area up here. Did the tent have something to do with it?
We got the only area with the moat around it here.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work out. So how did you do that? I mean, did you bribe somebody into that, or was it the luck of the draw?
I think it was the luck of the draw. That's our first year down here, and they decided to keep us a little bit alienated out here, so it worked out well for us with the weather.
Well, I don't know, with all the colors and stuff that you got out here, you're almost a spotlight sitting
well, we did some major league partying, and I think maybe they isolated us over here. So.
We like to put on a good show, though.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about your cooker. This is a pretty unusual looking cooker, to tell you the truth.
Well, it's custom made. The heating chambers here and the cooking chambers were all custom rolled at a machine shop. Then I did all the welding. And built it from the ground up. Probably the most unique thing everybody thinks is the paint job, the purple and yellow, and that's our team colors. The suspension's a little unique too. It's got quad shock absorbers, airplane struts on each wheel, and then it tows better. We put low profile 15-inch tires with aluminum wheels on it. and it tows pretty well. They always say if we don't win anything at a barbecue contest, we can go to a rod and custom show and enter in the hot rod show. So,
so you guys are serious. I mean, this is serious business for you, right?
Well, we have a lot of fun, but we cook about 6 cooks a year. And when the competition's on, like it is now, we got a little bit of a lull. We put in our rib category, which Jerry did here. We put in our chicken category here, which another fellow specializes in. And we're going to be doing our pork category here very soon. And when that part's on, we're dead serious. And the rest of the time, we have a good time.
All right, so there's no messing around when the judging starts.
Not when the judging's on. We're right in the middle of that here. And we got some world-class sweet potato pie we're putting into our dessert category. So.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So now I think you did tell me, but tell me again where you won at to be invited.
Well, we've done very well here over the years, but the one that got us into this competition here was we were the grand champions and the state champions of the state of Nebraska. We went up and cooked there, even though we're out of Kansas. Went up and took on the locals and took them apart.
That's not good, is it? I mean,
we had to sneak out of town, but we enjoyed the trophy.
So there's a rival between Kansas and Nebraska.
Absolutely. But we think Kansas cookers are pretty good out of Kansas City. So. And we represent Kansas City Barbecue Society in this, and they do a great job, so we're all part of it.
Well, are there any Nebraska cookers here?
No, they're not.
No. I wanted to go get their opinion of the Kansas. You guys went and took their prize away from them.
Exactly.
Well, these contests, I tell people it's like going fishing. Well, we come out here, we have a good time. And if we get a ribbon, that's a plus. When you go fishing, if you catch a fish, that's a plus. So, it's not much difference.
This plus brought you one step closer to being would it be the world champions?
Yes,
is that right?
This is considered, if you look over the talent down here, this is the best of the best. These are the big names in barbecuing from all over the country and internationally. And so this is our first time here, and we certainly want to win to get back here because this is the best of the best.
And you said you've won here before?
No, this is our first trip. This is it. So we got to do well. So.
All right.
If you'd like to see a little bit of meat that we still got that's going into competition, we'll show you the other cooker over here and show you what's going on.
All right, folks, we'll pause for just a second. We're with the Wizard of Hogs down here at the Jack Daniels 9th annual invitational barbecue. David, you just don't come down here and cook. You got to be invited to come down here and cook. That's right.
Well, we were invited and we don't cook.
I don't know. We cook up the TV screens. What we do. We don't cook ribs, but we'll compete head to head with anybody on TV. All right, folks, we're gonna walk over here and look at this cooker. Stay tuned. You never know who or what you're gonna see right here on Tennessee Valley Cable Network. We're straight. You're on? Am I on? Oh, okay. So. All right, folks, we're still here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're still with the guys from Kansas that went to Nebraska and took their state fair, right?
Right.
But anyways, Skip, now we had Jerry. It is Skip, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I didn't mess you up twice. But we had Jerry on the other side that showed us his cooker over there and what he put together. And now we got Lee over here,
Lee
right?
Pope here, and he's a guest cook here with us. A lot of the guys on this team cross over, and they're also on a Crispy Critter cooking team out of Memphis. And we do specialize in pork, so we've invited Lee. I happen to be on the Crispy Critter team also. We've invited Lee to come up and help us cook and bring the Crispy Critter cook because we feel that we'd like to have each category on a separate cooker so we can pay attention to it. So what we have here is a little different cooker. This is a direct cooker, and it's a little more Memphis style. And what we've got in here right now is our pork shoulders that are going to go into competition here in about an hour.
Okay.
And what we'll do here is do you want to lift up the lid totally here, Lee? Close that door, and we'll do that, and you can get a good look at what's going on here.
All right, I best get out of the way, huh? This is some operation right here, folks. Yeah. Even just getting the cooker open is an operation.
Now in there, what we've done here is what you've got is pork shoulders there.
Okay.
And what you see there, it looks dark, but inside it's moist pulled pork, and that's our dry rub there. So that's driving all the flavor and the color and so forth through the meat. What we've done here today is use 3 types of wood. We're using apple, we're using cherry, and we're using hickory. And this will be the competition. We'll open those up, and they'll just be like butter.
And just melt in your mouth.
They've been cooking for 24 hours.
Well, we got to stop talking about it, or I'll be eating what the judges are supposed to be eating. But do you think the 3 woods have a lot to do with different flavors? I'm sure it does, but this is what brings out your
Well,
flavor.
of course, you can talk to 100 barbecuers and get 100 different opinions, but we feel that we want to have our hickory there, but there's a little bit of harshness to hickory. So we soften that taste a little bit with our cherry and our apple. Our apple leaves a nice taste to it, and our cherry leaves a nice color to it.
All right, Skip, how long have you been barbecuing, just barbecuing?
Lee and I have been in competition for 17 years.
No kidding.
Yes.
So you guys are well schooled in barbecuing.
Well, we hope so. We'll find out here real quick.
All right, well, listen, you guys got a heck of a tent back in here, and I see all kinds of flags around the walls. What do they stand for anything,
Absolutely.
or do you just pick them up?
Absolutely. What we do is, here's some of the ribbons this team, the Wizards of Hog, have won. There's the reserve grand champion of the American Royal, which is high stakes. There's our state of Nebraska trophy for winning that. And the flags, what they represent is a lot of the states and universities and things that the guys on the team went to.
Okay.
And so we just like to do it. Gives us a lot of nice color and kind of pumps us up for the competition.
All right, now is this a Nebraska flag over here?
You bet it is.
All right, so it's okay then, right?
Well, I went to the University of Nebraska, but I'm a Kansas guy.
Oh, okay. But anyway, being up here, you got a great assortment of ribbons and everything from all over. Are these span
This span
just
about
1
this
year?
team.
or what?
No, this team's been together for about 4 years.
Okay.
And they're up against some real tough competition. So this spans about 4 years. And down in the Kansas Barbecue Society circuit, there's very few trophies. A ribbon is like a trophy, so that's just how they do it.
All right, and you got a great display of ribbons.
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
All right, Skip, great. It was great talking to you.
Good. Thanks for
Good
coming
luck,
by.
and we hope you leave here great.
Look for us on the stage.
All right, we'll try and get
Okay,
there.
thank
All
you.
right, thanks a lot. All right, folks, from down here at the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue Cook-Off for the Grand Champion. Everybody's into some really tough competition, Dave. These guys down here have been together cooking for 17 years on some of it and 4 years on other, and they've got it made, or at least they've got it together.
All right, we're going to be sampling more barbecue, folks. Stay with us. Right here on the Tennessee Valley Cable Network. You never know what you're going to see next.
Or who, and we'll be back. All right, folks, we're down here at the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and we're at the Double C Barbecue. And your name and where are you from?
Lisa Clark, Stillwater, Oklahoma.
All right, and that's quite a drive from here, isn't it?
About 16 hours.
16 hours, and you came all the way over here to be a part of this barbecue.
That's right, just to compete.
Okay, and where did you win to get here?
Actually, the guys won 4 state championships, and they had 4 tickets. We went in Kansas, Arkansas, and then that's about it.
And then you came here.
And we came here.
And you're ready.
And we're ready. We hope we're ready.
All right, now what 3 categories did you enter this year?
Ribs, pork, and brisket.
All right. Now, we haven't talked to anybody that's done the brisket. Now, which one of these folks was involved in putting that brisket together?
That'd be Rusty Carrier.
All right, and Rusty. We're going to have to get over here and talk to Rusty real quick. Hey, Rusty, how you doing?
All right.
My name's Al Bush. I'm with Tennessee Valley Cable Network, and he's walking around going to get a better shot of you.
Oh.
And so you guys are, you're the cook of all this, right?
Well, it's a partnership deal.
All right.
It takes 2 of us.
Now, did you win with brisket before, or?
We have one with brisket.
With ribs.
With ribs. We've had a pork that's done real well.
Okay.
So.
Well, you're the first team that we've talked to today that's got brisket in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, we've talked to only 3 other teams, so don't think like you're the only one making
I
brisket.
bet you there's a whole bunch of them cooking brisket.
So when do they start judging it?
We already sent it. It went at 1:30.
Oh, no kidding.
Ribs went at 12:30. This goes at 1:30, and then pork will go at 2:30.
All right. So you got some good brisket, though,
And the
right?
women, oh yeah, we hope so. And the women are gonna do dessert at 3 o'clock.
Oh, so what are they putting in?
So you have to come back at 3 o'clock and find out.
You ain't going to tell us now, huh? Now, how long have y'all been cooking?
This is our 3rd year. End of our 3rd year, yeah.
Okay, just all over, right?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, we've cooked in the backyard and at the lake and around town and stuff, but this is the end of our 3rd year on the circuit. I guess you call it a circuit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So what made you decide to go from a backyard cooker to a barbecuer?
we got some other friends that do this, and they kind of more or less talked us into us and do it and dared us the first time.
And so you had to take the dare.
Went in there and got a couple ribbons and decided we could do it and just did it.
All right, all right. So then they weren't daring you anymore, were
No, they don't even come with us anymore.
they? So you're saying you outdid them, huh, Rusty?
Well, don't let them hear that.
No, they won't. Not if they're in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Official taster, the roadie.
Okay, this is the official taster, the roadie, and your name?
Sherry Allman from
Cheryl.
Miami, Oklahoma.
Okay, and Cheryl, how long have you been traveling around with this gang of folks?
About 9 months.
9 months, and so your official job, you don't do anything but taste, is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
All right, now is there any particular item that you like better than any of the others?
The ribs.
The ribs. Well, how can you be tasting so much? If you're like me, once you taste it, you got to keep eating it till it's gone, right?
I do.
Okay, well, how do you stay in such good shape? Get up at like 4 in the morning and
Yes,
start
I jog
aerobics?
3 miles every morning.
Every morning?
Yes.
So what's your favorite item that they cook?
The ribs.
The ribs. That's it.
Well, I like it all, but the ribs are the best.
All right, so when they're cooking the ribs, you're right there on top of things as they're cooking.
Well, I'm usually set until they holler at me.
Okay.
And then Rusty throws me a bone, and that's about it.
And you get started on them, and you just don't stop till they're gone,
Yes.
right? All right, now, do you leave the judges
Well, I
any?
bring this along with me everywhere I
And, okay, so now in the 9 months that you've been with them, how many bottles of that have you gone through?
go. Honestly, this is my first. It's nerves. It's nerves. It's nothing to do with the cooking.
Are you nervous about tasting their cooking? Is that what makes
I'm
you
nervous
nervous?
for them.
For them to win.
Yes.
Okay, so
But
you're
I know they have it in the bag.
even though you're the cooker, you play an
Taster.
important part, or the
I can't
taster.
cook.
I'm sorry, not the cooker, the taster. You play a very important part in this, right?
Yes. Yes. They pay me well.
And if it's not right, do you tell them, or do you just always say, "Oh, this is good,
No,
guys"?
I tell them the truth.
You tell them the truth, and that's what's brought them this far, right?
Yes.
All right. So do you guys agree with that? Yeah. All right. They agree with it. All right, folks. Well, listen, we're down here at the Double C Barbecue, and they're hoping that they walk off with the state or with the grand championship this year, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, where did you win to be invited here?
Kansas.
Dodge City.
Dodge City, Kansas. Well, we're going to go back to
That's
Rusty
before
for
I
just
got
a
on the
minute.
road with
Okay, this was back before her time. All right, Rusty, where have you won to get here?
McLeod, Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas, and Wichita, KFDI.
All right, now those
They're all state qualifiers.
okay, and so were you put in the pool? Is that how?
Right, and then you get each state championship or cook-off with over 50 people. You get your name in a drawing.
Okay.
So we had three
Three
state chances, so we had 3 chances.
All right.
We figured we might need 15 and not be enough. But,
But the 3 got
the
you.
way lucky we are.
Well, let me ask you, when they tell you that you've won, how do they do that? I mean, they call you on the phone and then go, "Hey, Rusty, get your group together."
It'll happen at 4 o'clock today.
No. I mean to tell you that you've been invited here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
well, they send you first they send you an application to fill out to send in,
Right.
and then they mail it back to you.
So, and who gets that? You, and then you tell everybody else, or does everybody in the group get a letter?
No, just one letter.
All right. So when you get that, do you get real anxious about it? I mean, was it?
You kind of waiting, you're looking in the mail every day.
Yeah. So when you did get it, was it like, I can't believe it, we got it?
Yeah, we made it.
All right. Now, the first one you called, who was it?
Yeah, well, I called him and she answered the phone. So
All right.
I probably knew for at least a minute or two before I called him.
Did she believe you when you first told her?
Yeah.
She did,
We were
just
hoping.
right off the bat?
We were hoping. I think I lied. In fact, I saw her on the street and told her out of the car window. That's how I told her. They weren't
you
home
lied.
when I called. So I was going to the grocery store and she was leaving the grocery store and I told her then. Then she went and told him. That's how it happened.
All right, so you were really excited about being invited.
Yeah, we worked pretty hard this year just to
get here.
I think this is our 14th cook-off this year.
Wow, just a lot of traveling.
We drove a lot of miles.
All right, well, Rusty, it was good talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, and good luck this afternoon.
All right, thanks.
All right, folks, stay tuned. We'll have more from the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue right here from Lynchburg, Tennessee. Lots of folks lined up. They've been smelling this great barbecue, and they just can't stand it. Got to get a taste of some of it. Hey, let me ask Rusty one more thing. Yeah. Rusty, what kind of special stuff do you do to this meat? I mean, do you want to tell anybody, or is that a secret?
It's kind of a secret.
Kind of a secret.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you just any kind of special wood or anything that you use? We've heard apple goes good with barbecue.
Apple, and we use a little pecan.
Okay.
Run some heat with oak with some heat.
That's as far as you want to go.
That's as far as we want to go.
All right. Thanks a lot. And, so she's the taster and the wood chopper. So you keep her busy, don't you?
Well, you got to keep her looking good. 3 miles a day is enough.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Lisa and I.
Okay. Well, folks, we'll have more from the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes from right here in Lynchburg. All right, folks, we're down here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, and once again we've run across a good friend of ours, Mr. Bill Hall from Nashville, Tennessee. Bill, how you doing?
Just great. Being over here with y'all is always a pleasure and fun. I'm about to start calling this thing home and see if y'all let me start voting over here.
Shoot, we'll let you come down here and vote all you want.
Great people over here in Lynchburg, and Deckard and Winchester and Tullahoma. It's just a fine bunch of folks.
Well, we always enjoy running into you, Bill. I know that there ain't no fishing going on today, buddy. What are you doing in Lynchburg?
Well, I'm fortunate enough, and I think really blessed to have been a part of this for the 9th consecutive year since its inception. And I just feel honored that they let me take part in this. And of course, I understand we've got 30-plus teams here this year, 3 international teams. And so the judging's going pretty good. I think everything's on schedule. And so I'm just glad we deal with numbers instead of people, because we never know who the people are. We deal with their numbers, respective team numbers. And so we have, the rib category, the brisket, all the different categories. And so I'm having a pretty good time.
Are you getting your fill of judging samples?
Oh, yeah. It took me a year or two to learn how you just don't eat a slab of ribs and try to judge the next fella. So we're pretty well disciplined now. And what's so good about it, the folk here at Jack Daniels and the Kansas City people and all the professionals stay on top of us and make sure we do things right. We have a table captain, a team captain, and so these people put forth a lot of effort, spend a lot of money, and travel, in excess of 2,000 miles a year. So we feel dedicated, and we really have to make sure we're giving them a fair shake on these different, items that they bring in here.
And I guess with it being a numbered judging, without being able to see who you're judging, right, there's no way you can go, well, I really like that fellow over there.
That's right. Yeah, there's no way. We never know who the teams are. Now, usually the day before, we'll come in to the park here at night and just walk around and look at the different teams. And but they don't, they may know who we are, but we don't know who they are because we deal with the numbers.
Right, right. And a very fair contest.
I think it's probably the fairest of all, and the way the head judges here, the real top gun, so to speak. And we just have to be fair and honest with that, and they ensure that they watch over us. They look over our shoulders to make sure we got this number right and that number right, and so it's a pretty serious thing. We owe them that.
All right, well, just for the tasting part of it, I'd like to sign up for a judgeship.
Well, there's Lynn Tolley over there from Miss Bobo's and Tana and a lot of the folk here from Jack Daniels. And, there are people here from all over the country, as well as I understand it, 3 international teams, Austria. I saw the Canadian team last night from Ontario, and I believe there's a team here from Japan. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've heard of that.
But like I say, we don't know who they are, but it's a big event, 30-plus teams. That's a lot of folk coming in here.
Sure. Now, do you think the rain has dampened some of the crowd from coming in?
Probably just a little bit. We always come over the day before, and I noticed last night or yesterday afternoon when we got in that a lot of the vendors hadn't set up around the square, and they said that's because it had a lot of heavy rain Friday morning and even last night and this morning. So I think probably just a little bit, but it's hard to dampen spirits when you got a bunch of fine folk from Tennessee and all over the world together.
Right, and doing nothing but cooking barbecue.
There you go.
That's why we're here.
That's right.
Hey, let me ask you something that has nothing to do with barbecuing. There's a lot of talk about the El Nino affecting our weather this year, and with you being the top weatherman from Nashville that you are, Bill, you'd be a good expert for us to get with, huh?
Well, I really won't say that I'm an expert. Of course, as we have to know a little bit about the entire field of meteorology, but most of us are not experts in all fields. It's sort of like your family doctor, general practitioner. You get a headache and he'll tell you, send you some guy who knows. But I honestly, I don't believe that there's actually enough. I know some people saying El Nino will affect us, or some saying it will not. But, without being an oceanographer or tropical weather expert, I feel like I'd be lying to you. In other words, I couldn't give you an intelligent answer. I honestly do believe, though, that we simply do not know, nor will we know enough about meteorology in my lifetime or your lifetime to really say this is going to happen. And I base it on just a simple thing. We have enough trouble predicting a 5-day forecast, based on jet stream, steering currents, and things like that. So I honestly think that it's just simply too soon to tell And even 50 years from now, we may not have enough conclusive climatological data with all the advances we've made to really say yay or nay about El Nino. I guess I'm sort of like big in Tennessee and Missouri. You got to show me something, you know.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I really don't think there's enough conclusive stuff, despite the data, despite the fact that we've got all this great technology doing that. But like I say, I'd feel more comfortable trying to answer your question if I were, say, an oceanographer. But time will tell.
I guess when it comes to Mother Nature, it's kind of like dealing with God. You don't know what's around the next corner. You just hope for the best.
You know what? I'm so glad to hear you say that, because there's so many people that think that people on television or in the classroom or in the laboratories make this weather.
Right.
And it's good to hear somebody acknowledge that there's a fact that, you know, hey, it's the good Lord's business when it comes right down to it. So we can guess and we can do this and whatever, you know, but like I said, we won't be able to do anything about it in our lifetimes, and I don't want to be around when we are able to modify it.
No. I think I'll leave that in the hands that it's in.
Yes, sir, buddy.
You know, there's an old saying, well, I don't know how old it is, but we're only human.
That's right.
And that's as far as we can go with it.
I'm just happy with being human.
Yeah, me too, and happy to be down here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue.
Champion.
And Bill, it's always a pleasure.
Well,
sir.
you guys are great, and I certainly appreciate working with you. You've been a big help to us, and we see you do a lot of your station and network do a lot of good things. Especially what comes to mind is the Take a Kid Fishing Rodeo.
Sure.
The folk at Walmart and all the folks at Travis Boating Center, and you're keeping Buns Anakin straight up in this neck of the woods.
Now, do you actually think there's anybody that can keep Buns straight? I mean, even his wife has a hard time with that, Bill.
They are a few people, but they're all in jail.
Very true. No, Buns is a character. We were just with him a couple of weeks ago during the Bass Federation. We kind of thought maybe he'd be down.
We were going to try to make that, but we had a commitment with some other folks, a previous commitment from the folk at Strike King, and we were busy doing some things with them, and Emily Schaefer, who's a former women's world champion. So it was just something that, didn't work out, but I look forward to it next time.
All right, we'll be looking forward to seeing you down there, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
You guys have got good people over here.
All right, well, we try to stay that way. Thank you. All right, folks, there you have it. You never know who or what you're going to see right here on the Tennessee Valley Cable Network. Down here from the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue, having a great time. One of the many judges, Bill Hall, he's always a favorite of ours to have on the air. And he named off a few. There's a bunch of judges here that people would probably know, and if I had my list here, I'd kind of read them off. There's a lot of famous people right here in this judging booth, and being a blind judging contest, they have no idea on whose sauce or dessert or meat or anything else that they're judging on. They just judge it by how it is.
Yeah, let's go talk to the European cookers and the ones from Japan.
Hey,
they got a unique flavor. I believe you'll enjoy it.
Hey, we'll have to get over there right away, David, because we got here and I was hungry. This happens so often, folks. We go somewhere, we're hungry. David kind of leads me along. Let's go interview these guys and then we'll eat. And then let's go interview these guys and then we'll eat. Well, by the end of the day, I'm famished. But today he's let me eat some of the barbecue. The more I get, the more I want. So we're going to get on over here and see just what kind of barbecue these Europeans are cooking up. Folks, stay tuned. You never know who or what you're going to see right here on Tennessee Valley Cable Network. All right, folks, we're down here at the 9th annual Jack Daniels Barbecue or Invitational Barbecue, and we're talking to another one of the judges. And your name, sir, and where are you from?
I'm Remus Powers, PhD, from Kansas City. I'm helping officiate with the judging.
Oh, okay. So you're not actually one of the judges?
No, I'm one of the Barbecue Society officials.
Okay, so one of the judges of the judges.
Yes. I gave them their official oath and gave them a training seminar yesterday.
Okay, now what does the PhD stand for?
Well, that's a Doctor of Barbecue Philosophy. The original philosophers were barbecuers. They used to sit around the campfire and talk about the meaning of life and eat
that's
barbecue.
true.
That's where we get the expression, I have a bone to pick with you.
From the old campfires when folks would just sit around and have a good time, socialize.
That's right.
All right, now how often have you been down here to the Jack Daniels cook-off?
I missed the first one, and after that I've been here every year.
So you knew after the first year you were missing something and you had to get down here.
Yeah, this is the place to be in the world of barbecue.
All right, now you must officiate other barbecue judging contests too, right? Where here in the Southeast, I mean, how is this broken up?
I always go to Memphis in May.
Okay.
I'm a certified Memphis in May judge, and American Royal in Kansas City. I have an international barbecue sauce contest there, as well as a cooking contest.
Right.
Well, next, I hit a few of the major ones. I don't get to as many of the southern ones as I'd like to. My wife likes for me to be home every now and then.
Well, I understand that. So you kind of just hang out there in the Midwest, right?
Generally, yeah.
Okay. Now, how is this broken up in any way, or if say I was in Washington State and I won the Washington State Fair and I submitted an application here, I had a chance of being invited, right?
If you won the Washington State Championship, you would be eligible to be drawn. They put all the eligible teams in a lottery, and they draw 30 teams. But you have to qualify to be in the lottery. So winning Washington State would be a qualifier.
So it wouldn't matter where you were from if you won there in your own home area.
If it's declared by your governor as the official state championship,
then you're, well, not automatically invited, but you have a chance of being invited to this event here.
That's right.
All right. So now, did it always start out with right around 30 teams, or you've only been here since the second year or so?
I think they may have started with 25, but they capped it at 30.
Okay. And they won't go any higher?
No, it would change the quality of the event, and there's just not enough space for more than 35 teams. They usually have some teams from other countries that are invited just especially for this event, but the 30 qualifiers will remain the same.
No kidding. Yeah. So we've been trying some of the barbecue that's been given away, samples and everything. Right. Excellent barbecue.
Well, these are the champions, so you shouldn't have any bad barbecue here today.
No, I wouldn't think you would, but you go to your hometown barbecue, and I'm not saying them guys don't make good barbecue. Mm-hmm. They make good barbecue too, but the difference between them and this is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's here they can give it the tender loving care. Sure. If you're in the business, you can't put that much attention into the product.
It's kind of like homemade versus store-bought.
Similar.
Just about.
Although some of these restaurants turn out a good product.
Oh, yeah, it makes you want to go back.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I hope you're having a great time.
Hey, we are, and enjoy your stay here in Lynchburg.
Well, thank you.
All right, folks, from the 9th Annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue right down here in the judging tent, or shed, or whatever you want to call it. We're just having a good time.
Hey, I see Snowbird over here. Do you?
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, no kidding. I do see Snowbird over there. Must be down here with Bill Hall having a good time and enjoying all the stuff going on, We're going to try and get over here. David wanted me to talk to him. Is that right? Yeah, David, he don't say nothing now. I mean, they're judging and everything right now.
Well, you talked to them people dressed up before. I don't know. They did have a voice inside of them somewhere. Could we get, this would be a history-making thing, we get Snowbird to talk, right?
Well, especially right after Bill Hall, right? Well, I don't know. Yeah, hey, he's coming. All right. All right, Snowbird, you having a good time down here?
I'm having a great time. Thanks for asking.
All right. Now, have you tried any of the barbecue yet?
Yes. Whatever the judges will let me have, I try to get a little pinch.
Okay, now you're not doing any of the judging, right? I'm going to let you just hold that, okay?
No, I'm not doing any judging, no. I wish I were. I'm kind of an honorary judge. Being the sidekick for Bill Hall, that's all I get to be is honorary. Second banana.
Well, this is the first event that we've seen you at.
Well, it's the first one I've been invited to. Hint, hint. But I'd love to come back.
Well, we'll have to get you back down here again anyway, and maybe to some of the happenings that go on in some of the other counties around here.
That would be great. If we're in the Channel 4 viewing area, I'd be happy to come. Just call the station and talk to the promotional people.
All right, we can do that.
They'll send me down here in a heartbeat.
Well, I don't know about whether they'd even talk to us, but, if we could get through to them, maybe they could get you down here with us.
They sure will. Talk to Joseph Schultz in promotions.
All right.
He's the guy.
So what kind of winner are you predicting this year?
I'm predicting Tums and Rolaids will be the winners in sales, and maybe some Maylocks, and some Ilanta, and Charmin, and Tidy Bowl, and Lysol. Lots and lots of Lysol.
For the whole winter?
Oh, yeah. And their families, because they'll need it.
All right. Well,
did I mention it's humid here today? I'm sweating like a New York waiter.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Snowbird. Take care of yourself. It was good talking to you. All right, folks, this is moving right along here. We're going to try and get down just a little bit further. There's a fellow over here that they're telling us.
Bobo, why don't you talk to
All
Frank?
right, we need to talk with Frank Bobo, one of the fellows from right down here in Lynchburg. Hey, Frank. My name's Al Bush. I'm with the Tennessee Valley Cable Network. How you doing?
Bush.
Hey, you think so?
You've been everything from a president to a beer.
Well, that's true. That's true. But you know, the last time I had a good job was when he was president. But forget all that.
My name's Frank. But I had a good name while I was up there. That most of them called me Jack. For Jack Daniels.
Right. All right. So what do you do?
Now I'm retired.
Okay.
And today I'm acting as the pit master, the grand pit master for Jack Daniels World Championship Barbecue.
And this is one heck of an event for Lynchburg.
One heck of an event. It sure is. It sure is. We were a little bit unfortunate today on account of the weather.
Right.
It does not hinder the cookers whatsoever. They carry right on. But of course our crowd maybe was a little bit shorter than normal, but still a lot of people here. The ones that are here are having a heck of a good time. I know that.
And the ones that aren't are missing out on some
really
great
missing out. They really are.
Great fun.
That's right. There's been we had a good old country dog show here this morning, and it was great. Watch those. You'd be surprised these old country dogs, the tricks that they can do.
Sure.
And then we got pig races going on, and grease pole climbing, and somebody trying to pull your arm off, trying to give you something to eat all the time. So heck, it's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Whether it's raining or not.
And if this went on every weekend, we'd have a lot of folks walking around just big old full-on barbecue.
What are you talking about? Most of the time down here in Lynchburg, it's one big party anyway. Right after the other. Oh yeah, we have a big time.
All right, so
you can get by with that with a little town,
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Especially, we won't go into that. But anyway, Frank, so what's your official job here? I mean, what do you do as the pit boss?
Well, I am just sort of an official host.
Okay.
I sort of check around with all the people that come in to cook, the cooking teams, and make sure that if they've had any problem, I'll sort of pass their problem along to somebody else, for solutions.
Sure.
And just sort of try to make everybody welcome, and I'll do the awarding of the money.
Okay.
And this afternoon about 4:30 up at the gazebo.
Now, how much money are we talking about, Frank?
Well, the championship, I believe the grand champion gets $3,000. I believe it is.
No kidding.
Yeah.
To come down here and have a good time, they get paid.
Yeah. I may be wrong on that.
Okay.
But
we won't hold you to it.
Anyway, we'll have 6 places, okay? And it'll go just the categories for each category, which I don't know whether you know or not, but we have 5 categories.
Right.
We have the whole hog, pork shoulder, pork ribs, beef brisket, and dessert.
Okay.
And we also have a sauce, So there's six ribbons in each category, and it goes. Paying prizes.
Right.
And each one of those goes from I believe from $500 or either $500 or $1,000 down to 50. In those categories.
And each barbecuer out here, or each contestant, enters in just 3 of those.
They can enter into 3 categories, right?
Okay.
But each category counts the same. Whether you pick chicken or ribs, it counts the same, as far as the total points.
Right.
Then the total points out of those 3 categories, which every one of them is going to enter 3 because you got a chance at the championship then.
Right.
And if you get enough points out of those 3 categories to be the grand total, you get the grand prize.
You're there.
Besides, you probably have already won a category if you get that many points, because you almost have to win one to get in there.
So that's like the last thing announced too,
They
right?
work for the money, but listen, I'll tell you what, these people, the money is just a bonus because these people enjoy being with one another and they have a big time. These people, they bring their own good times. They do. They have everything from music to whatever. And most of these people know each other. It's surprising to me how popular barbecuing is. And people that have never been around one of these places don't really understand that these people see each other a whole lot.
Right.
They may not be set up side by side, but they compete against each other all over the country.
Right.
And of course, this time we've got some Austrians here, we have some Japanese here, and we have some Canadians here. So the Austrians yesterday, I spent a whole lot of time yesterday with them trying you know, it's hard to bring one of these big grills big enough to cook a whole hog on an airplane, you know.
Sure.
So we had to round them up some cookers and some meat to cook. Of course, you can't bring that in the country either, you know.
Right.
And but they're nice. We're sure glad to have them, you know. And we expected to do that. They were told.
Right.
And but anyway, they're having fun too. And last year they brought a bunch from Austria here also, and they had a little band with them, and you know they entertained the people. Just great.
All right. Now, where is this in the I guess the whole overall barbecue picture? Is this the very top or what?
This is top. This is top echelon. This is the world's invitational championship.
And there ain't nothing
not just a national champ, but the world's invitational, and it's invitational. And you have to, or they have to have won a championship that was sanctioned by the Kansas Barbecue Association in order to qualify to be invited.
Right.
Everybody that wins don't get invited, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, they can't afford to do that. But we have 36 teams here. And I believe the first year we probably had around 25. So we're getting more teams. But if you get too many, you can run out of room, you know?
Right.
And these people love to come here because they say they have more room here than they do a lot of places to operate. So I don't think we want to get it too big, you know? But everybody that comes here is deserving to be here. You know, they have had to win a big prize to get here. But everybody that competes don't get to come. Right. You know, that are really good too.
Right.
So we don't really. What I'm trying to say is everybody here is good, but there's a lot more good ones out there left that don't get to come.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, I've had ribs, I've had chicken, I've had shoulder. Today was the first time that I've had the barbecued brisket. And that's got to be just a great piece of meat. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That beef brisket, you know, that comes in from Texas. You know, we got a lot of people here from Texas and Oklahoma, you know, and Kansas. You know, those people do brisket. Here, you know, all the time I was growing up and up until now, people don't do beef brisket here much.
Right. I never even heard of it.
But it's real good. But you know what? I don't know whether they're judging it right now. It's the whole hog.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic. If you've never eaten any whole hog that these guys can do, you've missed it. They'll take a 300 or 400 pound hog, you know, and cook that gentleman for about 24 or more hours on a rotisserie out in one of these pits.
Sure.
At a slow cook, and it's absolutely wonderful, you know. It's there's a lot of people like over in Hawaii that think they know how to do a luau, you know. You should taste some of these guys' roast pork.
Those guys over there don't know what barbecuing is.
I don't want to say that, but I
Okay.
guarantee this is surely good. You know, I've always heard, you know, cooking them on the ground is the way to cook them, but these guys know better.
Right there in the can.
They can really do it.
All right, Frank Bobo, thank you very much, sir.
It's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure.
All right, been a pleasure too. Thank you very much. All right, folks, stay tuned. We're going to have more from the 9th annual Jack Daniels Invitational Barbecue right here in Lynchburg. Folks, don't go nowhere. We'll be back.